Kizza Besigye is continuing to be frail in the intensive care unit, and if we don't pray for the freedom fighter, we may lose him. His wife WINNIE BYANYIMA came out to say the pain is immense. In Uganda today, the price of speaking, thinking, or believing differently has become intolerable high. This is not the Uganda we want. It is not the Uganda we deserve. Courage. Philip Wafula. In other words, WINNIE BYANYIMA is waiting, coming out to say that everything is bad. Trust me, and everything is bad. As Kizza Besigye is continuing to fight for his life in the intensive care unit, we don't know if he will make it. Even the regime is using the criminal justice system to continue detaining him. The CDF has ever sworn that it's going to hang him. We may not have Kizza Besigye in the near future. It is the truth. One of the notables, MAGGIE KIGOZI, is a doctor, the mother to Navio. He came out to pray for Dr. Kizza Besigye. He came out to say, get well soon, the freedom fighter, Honorable Dr. Kizza Besigye. You managed illness among the NRA fighters, but also the communities around. As the outside, the wing, we smuggled drugs from Nairobi. I remember putting drugs in a clean petrol tank. Get well soon, our hero. Even Dr. MAGGIE KIGOZI was among those who facilitated when the NRA was fighting bad leadership, when Museveni was fighting what is happening right now.
Now, what's your job with the NRA?
My job has been mainly in the deliverance of medical services, both to the soldiers of NRA and to the population around our areas of operation.
And you run the medical facilities for the mobile brigade of the NRA?
That's right.
What sort of work does that entail?
It entails both the surgical procedures, treating casualties from gunshot wounds or shrapnels, and also treating the medical ailments like malaria, diarrheal diseases, hookworm infestations, and so on.
And this obviously takes quite a bit of medicine and instruments and so on to be able to carry out this work.
That's right.
Where do you get your instruments and medicine?
We raid the government hospitals and pick all the drugs and instruments we need. And they are quite sufficient. They are our quartermaster.
Do you have any other major problems working in the bush? What about the purely the field hygiene? If you want to operate on someone, you don't have a hospital here.
Oh yes, we have definite problems with hygiene. Even our theaters have to operate in quite septic conditions because we have no sterilizers, we have no refrigerators, so our conditions are really septic. We also have problems of hygiene, fighting with the population to use pit latrines, even the soldiers, but we have been carrying out a campaign and it seems to be working.
Sometimes I sit down and I wonder, how can we think so far that a person who was a revolutionary is now doing the same things, even worse more than what he fought against? I posed that question to one NRM comrade, asked him, tell me one thing that Obote did wrongly, did that General Museveni has not done. There is none. It's about Panda Guy, there's drones. If it's about forceful disappearances, they're happening. If about abductions, they are happening. If about extrajudicial killings, remember the killings in Mukura, in Teso region, etc. Very many. It's about attacking the palace. Mumbai has ever been attacked. Tell me one thing. And slowly we are going to get a failed state as we continue keeping quiet. It is the truth. Okay? In fact, even WINNIE BYANYIMA replied Dr. MAGGIE KIGOZI. He told him to say thank you, Dr. MAGGIE KIGOZI, for remembering and honoring the contribution and sacrifice of thousands of young people like Dr. Kizza Besigye, who risked everything to free Uganda from dictatorship, violence, and the lowness of the military rule. They dreamed of a united, peaceful, prosperous, and just Uganda, where every citizen is equal before the law, every child receives a quality education, and every young person has a fair chance to fulfill their potential. The promise was broken, but the dream lives on in our hearts. Step by step, together with our children, we will build the Uganda we believe in. Never, never, never surrender. So even WINNIE BYANYIMA is still pressing on. Remember, Dr. Kizza Besigye is the lead is the person who was accused. But there are also other people on the file. Sam Uganda is on the run. Obedi Lutale, who was with Dr. Kizza, is also still in jail. And there was a fracas. When Justice Waguma continued the case, Obedi Lutale had to also stand for himself in court, telling the judge, because the judge had appointed lawyers. Can you imagine? Lawyers to plead for you when you've not had an orientation with them, when you've not spoken to them. Can you imagine? How can I come in court and get me lawyers who know nothing about my case, who I don't trust? Obedi Lutale also stood for himself. He said these statements.
You can follow what you want, but I'm not presented. That must be on record. I am not consented to anybody. I'm still talking. I have not consented. Why not represent me in this matter? So, from Zira, in respect of anyone who is not in court, that is not able to attend court. So let me hear from the prosecution in that regard and the application of what it doing. There is a letter on record from Zira that explaining what they want to do.
Download Black States Media app from Google Play Store or Apple Store to stay updated with brilliant information wherever you are. Black States Media, exploring the world.
That is Obedi Lutale. So as a Ugandan, who has Uganda at heart, I feel bad when these things are going on. I feel like sometimes we don't deserve what is going on. We are already in each and everything that is happening, and soon we are going to fail as a nation. What is happening in a nation? God forbid, what if Dr. Kizza dies when in prison? What is the government going to tell us? Because we all know if government had evidence, this case would have been concluded. It is the truth. But even if government convicts Dr. Kizza, as a person who is seeing, we've seen that he's not going to get justice. I know things are happening in a country which are weird. And I feel bad for my beloved country. Of course, this is my opinion. My name is truly Mr. Makindi, Kabisulaiman Magali. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.